let me just tell you what the class is again. It's a combined inhibitor of ACE and NET. So while it was terrific, it lowered blood pressure and improved in heart failure, it had a devastating effect on an adverse outcome. Where people said, well, we can't use it. The company stopped work on omeprazole and nobody else picked it up. So, if you remember what I said earlier, ACE has an effect on bradykinin. So if you inhibit angiotensin converting enzyme, you get a buildup of bradykinin. Remember, Professor Ferreira showed the connection between bradykinin and angiotensin. And so a very brilliant, very smart person, Randy Webb at Novartis, and I've circled both his name in red and the date, which is the 24th of July 2003, within this patent for a drug which was very similar to omeprazole, except that he substituted an ARB, an angiotensin receptor blocker, valsartan, which was Diovan, which probably many of you have used, which is a Novartis drug. They had their own, and he connected that. So an angiotensin receptor blocker is not going to produce the same kind of bradykinin increase that the ACE inhibitor did. I should say that neprilysin inhibition also raises bradykinin. So in omeprazole, there were two things that raised the bradykinin. The angiotensin converting enzyme, as well as the neprilysin inhibitor. Here, only one is left. So this is a design of the molecule which has really taken both of these substances and has combined them into a single molecule, and that's LCZ696, now known, the trade name that's used in the US is Entresto. Okay, so you saw the effects that it had on heart failure. Really, the first clinical observations were done in patients with hypertension. And this is a paper published in The Lancet by a Spanish group under Professor Rilon. And what it shows basically is it compares valsartan with the combination of valsartan and the NET inhibitor, which is LCZ. And you can see that there is a dose-response curve to both, and in every instance, the combination is more powerful in reducing blood pressure than valsartan by itself. So where is this going? I mentioned Scott Solomon, who will be talking to you in the next day or so. Now, Scott did a very important trial because we know that there's a tremendous problem with heart failure with preserved ejection fraction. So Scott did a relatively small but very important phase 2 trial in which he studied the effects of LCZ in patients with HFpEF in a double-blind randomized controlled trial. And his endpoint was NT-proBNP. So he compared valsartan, which is shown in red, and the combination of valsartan and the NET inhibitor, shown in black. And you can see that there was a greater reduction in the combination group. But now I give this an AI. And Scott is now leading a large international trial called Paragon Heart Failure, which involves LCZ against valsartan, and probably will tell you how that trial is going. I understand it's going quite well. So this is really a timeline, and it shows, so in green, the academic contributions, and in red, the industry contributions. So you begin really in 1898 with the discovery of renin, and then you move to 1940 with the isolation of angiotensin, and in 1970, again academic, the isolation of ACE. In 1975, neprilysin, the first oral ACE inhibitor in 1977. In 1980, the discovery of NET inhibition and atrial natriuretic peptide, the observation of a reduction of heart failure mortality with the administration of an ACE inhibitor, enalapril, in the consensus trial. The first oral angiotensin receptor blocker at Washington University in St. Louis. And then in 1998, omeprazole, the drug for which there was so much hope, it made so much sense, but it wasn't quite right. And then in 2003, ARNi, and then paradigm heart failure in 2014. So, if we think about the academic industry contributions, so if you step back, so what did the academics do? They provided creativity, they provided terrific ideas, experimental excellence, and they led to the discovery of two important physiologic systems. We thought that most physiology had been discovered by the year 1900, was not the case. Two new systems, one discovered as late as 1980, and elucidated their function in health and disease. That's pretty good. Industry, tremendous ingenuity and tremendous resources for the development and the application of really the most advanced technology to develop safe drugs for altering function. And both components are required. And both components were essential for the development of the Tresto. And so my final statement is the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Thank you. Questions? One question?
So any questions for Professor Baumol? Okay, so the hour is late. You've had a wonderful day today, starting with grand rounds, the graduation of our fellows, a wonderful dinner at the Harvard Club, and this fantastic exposition from Dr. Baumol. We have a lot of work to do tomorrow, so I suggest that we all retire and get some sleep, because we will be at 8 o'clock, bright and early tomorrow morning, to reconvene and to continue this journey together in discovery and trying to optimize the treatment of our patients. So thank you, Dr.